wetlands of Australia many years ago. The Aborigine tribes were meeting, having a big powwow.
We got a lot of trouble, Chief, on account of your son, Mac.
My boy Mac, why? What's wrong with him?
Our boomerang won't come back.
Your boomerang won't come back?
My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't...
Hello there, welcome to Where Rifle Hunter Review. It's all positive today. To be honest, I haven't got anything that I don't like, because anything that I bought that I didn't like, I got rid of. So, another positive one. This here is my CB-625 chronograph. I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to use it, because I will be doing a video on this, and gun vidder and carbon rocket have already covered it. It's a chronograph. For those of you that aren't aware what this does, this checks the muzzle velocity of the round that you're firing, and the reason for wanting to know that, there's a few reasons actually. One is so that you can show the consistency, put that on there, is so you can show the consistency of the rifle. This would give you an indication if you had a problem. Also in the UK we're limited to 12 foot-pounds, which, depending on the size and the calibre of your pellet, will be at various feet per second. This unit's really easy to set up. Push and hold the button, the reset button, put in the weight of your pellet. You don't have to put calibre in, just the weight of the pellet. You line it up on your barrel, make sure that you're safe, that the rifle isn't loaded. Check that the pellet's going to have a clear path between the two speed traps, sensors that are in the unit, and away you go. It will tell you the feet per second, and then you can hold push these buttons, and you can skip between joules and foot-pounds, and meters per second and feet per second. And it will tell you if your gun is running illegally, it will say at the bottom of the screen FAC, letting you know that your gun has gone over the legal limit. Right, when I bought this, they were, believe it or not, I don't know if you can see that, they were 55 quid. And I paid that. I can't even remember how long ago that was, maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. So durability, I use this quite a lot. I regularly check all my air rifles with this unit. You can see, the fact that I've had it 3 years, I've had no problems whatsoever. A lot of guys tend to shoot these to bits and then have to buy a new frame for it. You can buy individual parts for these if you do have an accident. And I know the guys at Combro are pretty good with getting you the bits out and so on. It's another thumbs up product for me. I've had, like I say, I've had the unit about nearly 3 years. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. It's very easy to use. It breaks down into a couple of pieces. I keep this in this box that it came in, but I mean that could fit quite easily in the pocket of your gun bag, or in your shooting box, whatever way you want to store it. It comes in a box like this with 2 pieces of foam to protect it. You can leave it in there, entirely up to you. So that's the Combro CB-625. It's a fantastic bit of kit. I think you can get these for about £39 now, may even be a little bit cheaper. You might want to try one of the big online guys like Uttings or Blackpool Air Rifles, or one of those. I know they do these. So there you go, Combro chronograph, fantastic bit of kit. I think every person that has an air rifle should have one of these, so that you can check, you know, to see if you've got any problems. Also, more importantly, so you can check that your air rifle is running the legal foot-pound. If you get caught with an air rifle that is over the legal limit, legal power limit, potentially you could be in a situation where you can do 5 years in prison. That's, you know, if you were using it in an unsafe manner, or you know, if you were unlucky enough that one of your pellets got a ricochet and, you know, left your permission, which can happen. I'd like to think that I always shoot safe enough so that it doesn't ever happen, but I don't know, if you've got a really bad ricochet somewhere, you might. The point is, if you ever got caught, even driving to or from your permission, you only have to be just over and you can get yourself a nick, you can get your gun confiscated, and, you know, you could lose your gun, you could lose your right to shoot ever again. You know, they're looking out for people to, you know, to catch for this one. So the best thing you can do is make sure that you never put yourself in a position, you know, where you're going to get yourself into trouble. And there's loads of other chronographs out on the market, and I know because I've had quite a few of them. I had a Crony, F1 Crony, and I know Gun Video uses these, and there's all sorts of courses, I guess, but it was really fussy, I found. I mean, this you can't use for downrange. One place where the Crony and the scan chronographs do excel over this one is that you can use them downrange and shoot through them, and you can get a downrange trajectory, velocity rather. And with this you can't, it's only a muzzle Crony. But for portability, reliability, and easy use, the Combro CB-625, this is actually the Mark 4, probably one of the best bits of kit I've ever bought, and I'm sure it's saved me neck a few times. A couple of times my guns have creeped over the legal limit, and this has allowed me to, you know, get that corrected. A couple of times, well actually not a couple of times, but once I had a regulator go down on the gun as well, and you know, it was shooting all over the place, and I thought I'd got, you know, all sorts of problems. Run the Crony over it, and it told me that a regulated rifle was giving me a massive variance in feet per second, and that indicated that the regulator had gone down. So there you have it. It's a really good bit of kit, well worth the buy. And I think if you're shooting a lot, and you know, if you're in a position where you're likely to get a tug at all, then you really should have one of these, because you can check your air rifle and you can make sure that it's running safe. Anyway, I rambled on a lot longer than I needed to there, all that I wanted to. Thanks for tuning into the Air Rifle Hunters review. I'm the Ghostmaker signing off. Bye for now.
I waved the thing all over the place, practiced till I was black in the face. I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race. My boomerang won't come back. I can ride a kangaroo,
Yeah, yeah,
make kinkajou stew.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race. My boomerang won't come back.
The banish him from the tribe and send him on his way. He has